guys, today's video is going to be all about my Makeup Geek products that I have. I have quite a bunch of stuff from Makeup Geek, mostly eyeshadows, some foiled eyeshadows, and some blushes. I'm just going to go through my entire collection and do swatches of every single thing that I have. And I'm just going to kind of tell you guys my favorites, my not so favorites, and just kind of do like a mini review of every single shadow that I show you. I did an updated makeup collection video a couple weeks back and I asked if you guys wanted to see my Makeup Geek collection and a lot of you said yes, so that's why I'm doing this today. Just so you know, like a little disclaimer, most of the stuff from Makeup Geek was sent to me, but it's not a sponsored video or anything like that. I don't think they even watch my YouTube channel. So yeah, I was lucky enough to get a bunch of stuff sent to me recently, and then like a year ago they sent me a few of their eyeshadows, but they just sent me like the mother load of things, and I still have them in the packaging box because I don't have a Z palette big enough to fit these yet. So they're just kind of chilling in here. I guess I'll start out by just talking about Makeup Geek overall a little bit since I have had experience using their eyeshadows and stuff for about a year now. Okay, so their normal eyeshadows retail for $5.99 and their foiled ones are $9.99. So there's quite a bit of a difference, but you can definitely tell like if you have a normal one and if you have a foiled one. The foiled ones are just way creamier and more buttery and just way more pigmented. I have loved all of the foiled ones that I've tried. I only have 10 of them, but I love every single one. And I found with the regular eyeshadows, some of them are kind of like hit or miss. Most of them I really like. Like the mattes are usually pretty good, like the neutral mattes are my favorites, but some of the mattes can be a little bit chalky and some of the shimmery ones can be not as pigmented as they look in the pan. But overall, I love Makeup Geek as a company. I think their eyeshadows are amazing for the price. $5.99, that's like drugstore price, and they're the same size as like MAC eyeshadows, and I actually prefer them over MAC, as well as a lot of other people on the YouTube. Did I really just say the YouTube? I've become everything I've ever hated. So yeah, they're really great for the price, and I honestly think that if you haven't tried Makeup Geek eyeshadows yet and you want to expand your eyeshadow collection, you should definitely go for some of those. Especially the foiled ones. If you're willing to spend $10, they're like a million times more amazing than the normal ones, but I really do like their normal eyeshadows as well. So yeah, that being said, I'm not going to get too into a review just because the swatches are going to take forever, so let's just get into the swatches. So I'm going to be starting out with my foiled eyeshadows, and the first one that we have is Starry Eyed. This is a really pretty neutral kind of cream color with just a hint of pink. It's a really beautiful lid color and also looks really good on the inner corner. Next up we have Magic Act. This is also a really beautiful lid color and it's just a nice kind of muted gold champagne. Grandstand is one of my favorites. It's just a really nice kind of warm brown. This is Fortune Teller. As you can see, it's just a really bright yellow. I love this for like inner corner highlights and just all over lid color. Flamethrower is definitely the most buttery and creamy and pigmented one of all. It's just a really nice kind of orangey reddy copper color. Next up is Showtime. It's a dark red, and this is also really beautiful, and I just love this on the lid. Actually, pretty much most of these are lid shades. I would never wear these in the crease or anything like that. Mesmerized is kind of a dark, cool gray. It's got kind of a purple hint to it as well, so it's kind of just a really unique color. I really like it. Daydreamer is a light lilac lavender. It's not as pigmented as the rest, but it's still really nice. Fantasy is a light minty green. That one I feel is a little bit chalky, like it kind of has chunks when you swatch it, but it's not too bad. Houdini is one of my favorites, but it's so dark I don't know how often I will actually wear it. It looks almost black in the pan, but it has some blue reflex and it's just really beautiful and unique. So these are all of the foiled eyeshadows together. I would definitely have to say Starry Eyed, Magic Act, and Flamethrower, and Fortune Teller are my favorites. Actually, all of them are amazing. I can't pick. Now I'm moving on to regular shadows, and I'm going to start with like the matte neutral ones, which are some of my favorites. This first one is Peach Smoothie. It's a great transition shade for the crease. It is kind of just a light peachy orange. Next up is Chickadee. It's kind of along the same lines, but it's a little more orange and bright, but it just works really well in the crease if you're working with like reds or corals. This is a one that I've had for about a year now. This is Mango Tango. It's not as pigmented as the others, but maybe that's just because I've had it for a while. I'm not really sure. This is Cupcake. This is also a great shade for the crease. It's just a nice kind of light pinky brown. This next one is Unexpected, and the name totally fits it because it's just kind of a really unique dark slatey color, but it has a little bit of a purple hue to it. This next one is Creme Brulee. This is one of my favorite colors for the crease. It's just a really nice warm light brown. Next up is Latte. It's kind of similar to Creme Brulee, but it's a little bit darker. This is also one of my favorites. And Frappe is also pretty similar to the last two as well. These three that I just swatched are some of my favorites for the crease and for the outer V, or just all over lid colors if you're doing something natural. This is Cocoa Bear. It's another dark brown, but it's got kind of a reddish hue to it. So if you're working with like reds or anything like that, or you want like a more warm look, this is a really nice color. Mocha is one that I've had for a while. It's one of my favorites. It's just a nice, cool, dark brown. And this is my all-time favorite highlighting eyeshadow ever. It's called Shimma Shimma. It's just beautiful. Even if you have really pale skin like me, it's going to show up, and this is just my all-time favorite inner corner highlight. Next up is Glamorous. This is just a nice kind of warm brown shimmery shade. I haven't tried this one out yet, but it swatches really pretty. This is Cosmopolitan. It's kind of similar to Glamorous, but it's got more of a pinky red hue. And as you can see, that one kind of has a little bit of chunks when I swatch it, but it's nothing that would keep me from using it. This one is Moon Dust. It's just a nice shimmery silver. I don't wear a lot of cool tone silvers or anything, but I cannot wait to use that. It's really pretty. The next one is Homecoming. It's kind of similar to Moon Dust, but it's a warmer silver, if that makes sense. It's kind of got a brown hue to it as well. This one is one of my favorites. It's Poppy. It's just a nice matte coral shade. It's really bright and it just looks fantastic with blue eyes, but I'm sure it would look good on any eye color. This next one is one of my favorites as well. It's Razzleberry. I don't know if you guys can see in the swatch, but it has really pretty shimmers and almost some like glitter chunks in it. This is also one of my all-time favorites. I feel like I'm saying that about every single one of the eyeshadows. This is Bitten, and for some reason I could not get it to look good on the swatch. I don't know why, but it's just a really nice dark burgundy. This one is Burlesque, and it's pretty similar to Bitten, only it's shimmery and just a tad bit darker. Next up is Mermaid, and this is just your standard light shimmery blue. Next up is Pop Culture, and this is kind of a weird color because it's like a mix of purple and blue. Depending on how you look at it, sometimes you can catch the blue and sometimes it just looks purple, but I really like it. This is a matte blue called Peacock. Not much to say about this one. I haven't really tried it out yet, but I really like the color of it. Nautica is kind of similar, but it has some shimmer to it. And it's a little more of a true blue color. Ocean Breeze is pretty similar as well, but I don't like this one as much. As you can see, it's not really as pigmented as the last. This one is Sure Thing. It's a matte mint color. I was so excited about this one, but I was really disappointed when I swatched it. As you can see, it's just like not pigmented at all. And it was a little bit chalky, so I just had to spend extra time. And it's really one of those colors that only looks good on top of like a white base. Next up is Shimmer Mint. It's just a nice light shimmery green. And I've had Envy for a while now. It's just a really nice dark kind of forest green. And last but not least, we have Corrupt, which is just one of the best black eyeshadows ever. So now I'm moving on to the blushes, and I have 4 blushes to show you guys. This first one is Bliss, and it's just kind of a nice peachy pink, which is one of my favorite colors for blushes. Next up we have Spellbound, and this is my favorite blush, maybe of all time. I don't know. It's really nice, and I usually don't go for blushes that are this pink, but it really does not look that harsh on the cheeks. Next up is Romance, and this is shimmery. It's a little more orange toned than Spellbound. And then we have Infatuation, and I went for this one because it kind of looks like it could almost be a bronzer. It's just kind of a nice dark orange with a little bit of a brown tint. If you guys want to order a blush from Makeup Geek but you only want to pick one, I would definitely go for Spellbound. It's really pretty and I feel like it would be flattering on just about any skin tone. Alright guys, that's it for my Makeup Geek collection. If you've tried Makeup Geek before, let me know what your favorites are, even if it's something that I didn't mention. Actually, yeah, let me know, because I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty good on Makeup Geek for a while. Like, I think I probably don't need to order anymore, let's be honest. But if you have something that I didn't mention that you're just like, dude, you need this in your life, let me know. Also, if you saw anything that I have that you want me to do looks with, like any of the foiled ones that you thought were really pretty, or just any of the eyeshadows in general, let me know and I will do that. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!